Hello, good day from wherever you are watching us. You're all welcome to our Wednesday webinar. You're welcome. So say hello, say hi, so we know you are here. So just few minutes and we will start shortly. So say hello, say hi, so we will know you are here with us. You're all welcome. Welcome for joining us. Yes, welcome. So let us know where you are watching us. Let us know where you are watching us from. So just say hello, say hi, and we will start. Yes, you're all welcome. You're welcome to our Wednesday webinar. So my name is Choma Odikolo. So just let us know where you're watching us from. Say hello, say hi if you are here with us. So today we'll be discussing about something very interesting. Something very interesting because I believe it affects a whole lot of us. We are all in this ship, we're all in this boat, we're all learning. So what will we be talking about today? We'll be talking about overcoming parental burnout through positive thinking. Now, we've been talking about positive thinking this week. Okay, this month we've been talking about positive thinking. So now, how can we as parents, as individuals, you're a parent to be, you're a parent, you have parents around you, how can we overcome parental burnout through positive thinking? Yes, we can overcome burnout. We can overcome parental burnout through positive thinking. So how can we do that? And that is what this session is going to do for us. Now, we must remember that parenting is one of the most rewarding, yet sometimes exhausting and sometimes challenging roles we will ever have to take on. Yes, thank you for joining us. Now, sometimes the constant demand on you as a parent, sometimes the endless to-do list. Most of us, we have a whole lot of to-do lists. We have a whole lot of things to do. Sometimes staying up at night to attend to your children, especially when you have toddlers or you have a baby. That is why sometimes, no wonder parenting sometimes can lead to burnout. No wonder sometimes some of us can get so stressed, so tired while parenting our children. But we're here to learn today. But what if I told you that your mindset could be the key to overcoming this burnout? What if I told you that your mindset has a role to play in overcoming this burnout? What if I told us that our mindset have a role to play in overcoming this burnout? That when we begin to shift our thoughts as parents, when we begin to shift our mindset, we begin to regain ourselves. We begin to take back control on ourselves. We begin to regain our energy. We begin to find joy in parenting again. So when we change our mindsets, when we change our thoughts, it helps us to begin to find ourselves back. It helps us to begin to regain the joy of parenting. So everything is in the mind. Even the stress we go through, even the things we say to ourselves like, I am tired, I am burnt out, I can't do this. Everything is in the mind. So we can begin to retrain our mind to find the joy in parenting amidst the challenges, amidst the stress, and amidst everything. So we can change our mindsets. We can change our thought pattern. It will help us a long way to begin to find peace with ourselves again. Now, we're going to explore in this class today the positive thinking, the way we can use positive thinking that will help us not to feel burnt out, that will help us to overcome burnout as parents. Now, what is parental burnout? Now, parental burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion caused by prolonged stress in parenting. So, parental burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion that is caused by prolonged stress in parenting. Now, parental burnout often leads to the feelings of overwhelm. Most of us are overwhelmed. A good number of parents are overwhelmed. Parents all over the world, a good number of parents are overwhelmed. Not everyone though, but a good number of parents are overwhelmed. And this overwhelm sometimes comes from we feeling burnt out. We feeling like, oh, this work is too much for me. It's so challenging. Now, when we begin to feeling like you can't catch up or that parenting is too much to handle, when we begin to have this feeling that, oh my God, parenting is too much to handle, I have a lot of things on my plate. Sometimes we feel that way. Sometimes I feel that way. Then we must begin to look at ourselves. Probably you are in this state of parental burnout. Another feeling we can get when we are burnt out as parents is irritability. When we become irritable, we snap at our children or our spouse for minor issues. When you begin to snap at people for minor issues, when you begin to snap at your wife, your husband, your children, probably the person made a mistake, and you just, you yell, you snap at them, you just become angry. It's possible that you're leading or you're burnt out as a parent. And one of the feeling again of parental burnout is emotional detachment, feeling numb or disconnected from our children and family. Sometimes when we feel this burnt out as parents, we can be emotionally detached. Because you're stressed, you don't want to engage with anyone, you don't want to talk to anyone. You might just feel detached from yourself, your children, and your family. That is one of the effects of parental burnout. Another effect of parental burnout is self-doubt. When we get to this point of feeling like we're burnt out as parents, we constantly question if we are good enough parents. Sometimes we question ourselves. Sometimes we ask ourselves a whole lot of questions. Am I good enough as a parent? Am I doing the best? Am I doing great for my children? Sometimes when we get to this state of self-doubt, we need to sit down, ask ourselves question: am I stressed as a parent? Am I going through parental burnout? Am I going through difficult situation as a parent? That is one of the things we need to ask ourselves. And one other effect of parental burnout is physical symptoms. When we begin to feel frequent headache, when we begin to feel frequent fatigue, when we begin to have trouble sleeping. Most of us feel this frequent headache. Most of us feel this frequent fatigue. Most of us have trouble sleeping. When we get to that point, we need to sit down with ourselves and ask ourselves questions. Are we really burnt out? Are we stressed as parents? It's something we need to look at. We don't have to overlook it. We don't have to just think like, okay, this is not important. No, it's something we need to sit down and address. Now, what are the root causes of parental burnout? Why do parents get burnt out? Why do we feel, we're going through parental burnout? Why do we feel this way sometimes as parents? Number one is unrealistic expectation. One of the causes of parental burnout is unrealistic expectation. When we have this pressure to be a perfect parent. Most of us have this pressure to be a perfect parent. That is why when you get to a public place, you just want to be a perfect parent. You want to be this parent that is scolding your child in the public. You want to be this parent that is you're looking at the faces of people. You don't want people to say you're not disciplining this your child, so you beat your child in public. You want to be this parent that when you get to a public place, your child is crying and you tell your child stop crying, because you want to be this perfect parent. You want to be the parent that is following the trend because Mr. A or Mrs. B has this. You want to just be perfect. You want everything about you to be perfect. When you get to that point, it is one of the causes of parental burnout, because you begin to have unrealistic expectations for yourself. Another root cause of parental burnout is lack of support. Sometimes as parents, when you feel alone, when you feel like you don't have enough support you should get, it's one of the causes of parental burnout. When you feel like you don't have probably your husband, your wife, the children or family around you, or you don't have the right community to help you on your journey as a parent, it could be one of the causes of parental burnout. Another root cause of parental burnout is neglecting our self-care. You see this one is very important, because even me, I'm on this table, but we are learning. That is the whole essence. We are learning, we are growing. When we always put others first and neglect our needs, when we always put the needs of every other person, but we neglect our needs, sometimes it could lead to burnout. You always want the next person to sleep, but you're not sleeping well. You want your child to sleep, but you're not sleeping well. You want your child to read and develop himself or herself, but you're not reading. You want everybody to be properly fed, to do their exercise, to follow their routine, their structure, but you are not doing the same. It could be a root cause of parental burnout. Another root cause of parental burnout is negative self-talk. Negative self-talk. Sometimes as parent, when you begin to tell yourself, oh my God, I'm failing as a parent, when you begin to say negative things to yourself as a parent, when you begin to say things like, oh my God, I don't think I'm doing well as a parent, oh, I can't even do this, I can't achieve this parent is achieving this, but me, I can't do this. When we begin to tell ourselves negative things, it could be a cause of parental burnout. Another root cause of parental burnout is spiritual disconnection. When we rely on our strength instead of the strength of God. When we rely on ourselves alone, sometimes we just feel, oh, I'm this perfect parent, I can do everything. You rely on your strength alone without always considering God, without getting God involved. I used to say that God is like our number one parenting partner. So whenever you feel overwhelmed, you have a parenting partner, talk to God. When you begin to detach yourself spiritually, when you begin to feel, oh, I can do life alone, I can take care of it, I've done this, I've raised my first child, my second child, third child, fourth child, I can do it. When you begin to detach yourself from your source, when you begin to detach yourself from your identity, from the creator, it could be a lead cause or a cause of parental burnout. Now, we must always remember that many parents believe that burnout is just a part of parenting. Some people, when you ask them, what do you think about parental burnout? Some people will tell you, oh, parental burnout is just a part of parenting. But what if I told you that how you think about parenting directly impacts on your energy? How we think as parents, it affects our energy. How we think as parents, it affects whether we are joyful or not. How we think as parents, it affects whether we are happy or not. How we think as parents, it affects whether we're going to be patient, whether we're going to manage our emotions or not. So our thoughts has a way of even reflecting on every other area of our life. Now, we must always remember that our thoughts shape our parenting experience. The thoughts we have on a daily basis, it shapes our parenting experience. So if you constantly tell yourself, oh, I can't do this, you will definitely feel exhausted. If you tell yourself, I can't read this book, you will see reasons why you should not read that book. If you tell yourself, I can't go to the church, you will see reasons why you shouldn't go. If you tell yourself, I'm not going to take this course, you will see reasons why you should not do it. If you tell yourself, I'm not going to further my studies, you will see millions of reasons why you should not do it. If you tell yourself as a parent, I am constantly failing, you will definitely feel discouraged. If you tell yourself, I am failing at this, you will feel discouraged. If you tell yourself, I am failing in my parenting, you're going to feel discouraged. It's just there. If you tell yourself, my kids are just impossible, oh my God, these children, they are impossible. These children, every time, these children, they are impossible. Definitely, you're going to feel frustrated. So our thoughts as parents affect everything we do. Our thoughts, the things we say to ourselves, our children, the things we think, it has a way of affecting every aspect of our life. But what if we begin to shift our thoughts? What if we begin to think of something more positive? What if we begin to change these negative patterns to something better, to positive patterns? For example, you tell yourself, I am doing my best as a parent with the help of God. You tell yourself, I am doing great at this with the help of God. It does something in us. It motivates you. It makes you to want to do better. When you tell yourself, I am growing and learning every day, you're encouraged to continue the journey. When you tell yourself, my children are a blessing, not a burden, you begin to see your children as a blessing, not a burden. You see reasons why you should call them blessing, not a burden. You see every opportunity to bless them. You see reasons why you should bless them. That is where our thoughts comes into place. That is where our mindset comes into place. That is why we need to renew our minds. That is why we need to have a growth mindset. That is why we need to have a transformational mindset, because as parents, whatever we do, our mindset has a big role to play. So the conversations we have with ourselves, the things we say to ourselves, it has a way of motivating us or not motivating us. So you can see, when you change those negative self-talk to something more positive, it has a way of strengthening us to continue on this journey. So when next you feel discouraged, when next you feel like the whole world has ended, when next you feel like there is no way out, don't use a negative self-talk. Don't tell yourself, oh, I'm negative at this, I'm not good at it. No, you tell yourself, I can do it with the help of God. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I might not understand this concept now, but with time, I'm going to learn. I'm going to put in the work. I am going to learn it. I might not understand how to use this software now, but I'm going to put in the work and I'm going to learn it. I might not understand how to do something, how to do this business now, how to do this YouTube live or Facebook live, or I might not understand this thing now, but I'm going to put in the work and I'm going to learn it. So our thoughts, our mindset, everything, this, the way we talk to ourselves, it has a way of affecting every area of our life. So we must begin to feel lighter. We must begin to feel stronger, and we must begin to feel capable. We must begin to feel that we are in charge, because actually we are in charge. We are gods. And one of the ways we can feel this way is when we begin to tell ourselves empowering statements. We begin to fill our minds with the positive thoughts. When we begin to do it, we feel in charge. We feel in control. We feel empowered to continue the journey. Now, we must always remember that even Jesus recognized the need for rest and renewal. So you see, rest is very important. Even Jesus Christ recognized the need for rest and renewal. And so we should always find time to sit down with ourselves, to rest, to renew ourselves, our mindset, our thoughts. And that is why I wrote the book, Becoming a Renewed Parent. You should get that book. You can get the book on Amazon, Becoming a Renewed Parent. I'm going to drop the link where you're going to get the book. It's a book that helps us, that starts us on this journey of realizing why we need to work on our minds, why we need to work on our thoughts. So instead of feeling exhausted, instead of feeling like, oh, there's no way out, there is always a way out. How our positive thinking helps overcome our burnouts. Our positive thinking can overcome the way we feel burnt out as parents. Number one, we have to rewire our mind with the word of God. The truth is that we can't do life alone. We can't do life without God. How can you do life with a source? How can you do life with the God that created you? We can't do this life alone. It's just like us getting a new phone, or when you get a new phone or a computer, you first of all read the manufacturer's message. You first of all read everything the computer is meant to do. You first of all read what the phone is meant to do. You first of all read what the manufacturer has in mind when he created that product. That is the same with us and God. Our source is God. God created us, so we can't do life alone. We can't do life alone. So at any point we encounter any challenge, we need to go back to our source. We need to go back to our creator, which is God. We need to go back to our identity. So one of the ways we can use positive thinking that can help us to avoid this burnout is to begin to rewire our mind with the word of God. We need to rewire our minds with the word of God. Another thing we can do is to replace negative thoughts with biblical truths. When those negative thoughts come in, replace them with biblical truths. When those thoughts tell you that you can't get this job, you've not worked for how many years? What makes you think you're going to get this job? You replace it with the biblical truth. You replace it and say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am a God. I am going to do it. When you get that negative thought that tells you, oh, you can't start up this business, YouTube live, people will laugh at you. What do you want to say? What message do you want to say? You replace it with biblical truths. That is why we can't do without God. Another way we can begin to rewire our mind is to memorize and meditate the Bible verse that says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So whenever you feel like you've just hit a roadblock, whenever you feel like the whole world has ended, always remember that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, because yes, we can. Another way we can rewire our mindset that can help us to navigate and overcome burnout as parents is to practice gratitude daily. Gratitude is something that is very important, but I see gratitude missing in our society now. I see most of us, including me, not being grateful enough. Most of us wait for the very big miracles. We wait for one exotic miracles with big English before we will now thank God. But we forget that the miracle of sleeping and waking up is wonderful. We forget that waking up and being healthy is a miracle. We forget that we're not in the hospital. It's a miracle. We forget that we can talk. It's a miracle. Miracle is all around us. We don't look at the miracle around us. Our children running from this point to this point, it's a miracle. Our children running and playing, it's a miracle. We don't look at all those things as miracles. We're not grateful enough as parents. What we look at the other parents, what the other parents can afford, what the other parents can achieve, what the other parent has been able to do, and we start to compare. But one of the ways we can avoid this burnout, because the honest truth is that most of us feel burnout because we are not grateful enough. Most of us feel burnout because we compare ourselves. You compare yourself with Mr. A, with Mr. B. You compare what you have, what Mr. B have. You compare the school your children go to with the school another person's child is going to. You compare your clothes. You compare your outfit. You compare your dress. You compare your success. Even the social media is not even doing a lot of good. Most of us go to social media to check, oh my God, this person has how many likes? 20 likes. I have 20 likes. Mr. B has 30 likes. Oh, I have 20 engagement. Mr. B has 30 engagement. We compare and compare, but we forget to be grateful for the things we can see in front of us. So I'm here to remind us today, if you're listening to me, please let us cultivate this attitude of being grateful. You have a child, you have a son, be grateful for your son. You have 2 sons, be grateful for 2 sons. You don't have to have 7 children before you start to give thanks to God. You have a daughter, be grateful for your daughter. You have 2 girls, be grateful for your 2 girls. You don't have to have 7 sons before you're grateful. Most of us delay our happiness for the things that might never happen. Most of us delay our joy for the things that might never happen. Or even when those things happen, you find out that you keep on craving for more. Most of us will tell ourselves, oh, I will not be happy till I get married. Oh, once I am married, I'm a happy woman. A good number of people said that. Oh, I remember personal story. I remember when I was in secondary school, I was saying, oh, I cannot wait to finish secondary school. When I'm done with secondary school, I'll be very happy. I cannot wait to write WAEC. I cannot wait to write NECO. Let me write and I'll be happy. When we were done with WAEC, what next? I cannot wait to write JAM and pass and I'll be happy. When we are done with JAM, I cannot wait to write post-JAM and pass and I'll be happy. When you're done with that, I cannot wait to gain admission and I'll be happy. When you're done with that, you say, I cannot wait to finish, to enter school. When you enter school, I cannot wait to end year 1. I can't wait to end year 2. I can't wait to end year 3. I can't wait to end year 4. I can't wait to graduate and I'll be so happy. When you graduate, I can't wait to go for youth service and I'll be happy. After youth service, something else. I can't wait to get a job. You find out that we keep delaying our happiness for the things that might never come. Or even those things, even when they come, we keep craving for more. So the thing I have for us is that we should learn to be grateful. Look around you. What are you grateful for? Just one thing that you're grateful for. Look at your child. Even when you want to hit, you want to yell, you want to do everything to your child, what is that one thing you can be grateful for that child? Look at yourself. What is that thing you can be grateful for yourself? Even if you're not meeting up financially, even if you're not meeting up in every other area of your life, you don't have to compare yourself with the other person's success. You don't have to wait and not be happy till you're successful as the other person or till you have everything as the other person. We must learn to be grateful. We must cultivate the attitude of gratitude, because when we are grateful, it helps to reshape our mind. It even helps us to overcome burnout, because most of us are burnt out as parents because we are always comparing. We are always comparing what we have with what Mr. B had. That is why we are burnt out. We are not at calm. We are not at peace. We are not in that state of serenity because we are always comparing. So one of the ways we can overcome this parental burnout is to practice gratitude daily. Get a gratitude journal. Write one thing every day you're grateful for. And at the end of the day, you'll be so shocked at what God does for us on a daily basis. Start a gratitude journal. Write one thing, 2 things, 3 things that you're grateful for on a daily basis. Another thing we can do that can help us to overcome parental burnout is to speak life over ourselves. Are you speaking life over yourself? Are you speaking life over your children? Are you speaking life over that situation? Because words are powerful. Our words are powerful. So what are you speaking over yourself? What are you speaking over that situation? Or are you telling yourself, oh, this situation, I cannot do it, or this thing, I cannot do it? No, what are you speaking to yourself? Things are difficult now, yes, okay, so what are you speaking to that situation? Avoid self-defeating statements. Avoid statements like, I am a bad parent. Avoid statements like, I am not good at this. Avoid statements like, I am not this. So many bad statements. Avoid those statements. We should rather speak life. When we speak life, it helps us to come out from this parental burnout. Speak positive affirmations daily. Do you affirm yourself daily? Do I even affirm myself daily? One of the ways we can navigate through this parental burnout is to affirm ourselves positively daily. Tell yourself things like, I am a strong parent. I am a capable parent. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am doing my best and I will keep trying. Speak life into yourself. Speak life to your children. Speak life to that situation. Speak life to that challenge. Begin to speak life and use your power. Do you know we are powerful? We are powerful as parents. We are powerful as people. We are powerful because we are gods. Even the Bible says we are gods. How come we don't use our power? How come we feel powerless in situations? How come we give in easily? How come we feel the whole world has ended? I am here to remind us that when you feel burnt out, when you feel like you're tired, when you feel like, oh my God, this parenting is just too much for me. I have a lot on my plate. I have my career. I have parenting. I have to develop myself. I need to read this book. I need to get to work. I need to attend to my children. I need to attend. Speak life to that situation. Always tell yourself that God is equipping me for this journey. Just see every situation as a place of growth, a place where God is equipping you. Speak life to that situation. Another way we can overcome parental burnout is to let go of perfectionism. Let go of perfectionism. Understand that God does not expect perfection from us. What God expects from us is the progress, the process. That is what God expects from us. Don't even expect perfection from your children. Most of us, we expect perfection to the point that we neglect the process. Your child has done something. Instead of you to appreciate the initiative for your child to even come up with that thing, you wait and say, oh, this thing, what did you draw? It's not even beautiful. It's not fine. What is this? We don't appreciate the process. We just want the end result. But our God is not after our perfection. Our God is after our process, our progress, the effort we make on a daily basis. So one of the ways we can come out of this burnout is to come out of this perfectionism. I must be a parent. I must speak in a certain way. I must have this. I must have the. When we do all that, to be honest, we'll just be burnt out. We'll just be stressed out. So we must learn to be at peace with ourselves. We should be at peace with our imperfection and continue to strive and work every day to be better and to improve on ourselves. When you notice any imperfection, you don't kill yourself. Don't say, oh my God, I can't do this. No, you get up and you tell yourself, what do I do with this imperfection? How can I be better? How can I learn? What do I need to do? Who do I need to learn from to be better? So we must understand that what matters is the process. What matters is the growth. What matters is the effort we are putting. What matters is the progress, not the perfection. Give yourself grace, even when things don't go as planned. Give yourself grace. Don't be in this state of constant, oh my God, everything must go as planned. Even when things don't go as planned, probably you're in a traffic, you could not meet up a time for meeting or something. Just extend some grace to yourself, because sometimes things will not go as planned. When you extend some grace to yourself, can I ask yourself, okay, what did I do? How can I better manage my time? What can I do better to achieve to get to this place on time next time? So we must learn to give ourselves grace as parents. Then the other thing we should do is to focus on connection. Focus on connection, not perfection. We should focus on connecting with ourselves first. Most of us cannot connect with ourselves. Most of us can't even sit down with ourselves. Most of us are running away from ourselves. But we must be comfortable. We must get to this point of focusing on ourselves. We must get to this point of connecting with ourselves. We must connect with our source, which is God. We must connect with our children and not focusing on perfection. So connection over perfection. Another way we can overcome parental burnout is to prioritize rest and self-care. This one, me too, I'm on this table, but we're all learning. So we must learn to prioritize rest and self-care. We must follow Jesus' example. Jesus rested though. He rested when he needed rest. He rested. So we must learn to prioritize our rest and self-care, because if we must be better parents, if we must give him the best to our children, we must be whole. We must take care of ourselves first. Now we must find moments of joy. What is that thing that makes up self-care for you? Some people it could be reading a book. Some people it could be taking a walk. For some people it could be just relaxing. For some people it could be journaling. For some people it could be just reflecting. For some people it could just be spending time with themselves. So what is that thing for you that makes you feel, that makes you feel like, okay, you have the energy, that makes you feel like, okay, I'm really taking care of myself, that makes you feel rested? One of the things we can start to do is to read. Reading has a way of calming us down. So inculcate the habit of reading. Inculcate the habit of praying. Inculcate the habit of taking a short walk. It's going to help you feel at rest. And it's going to help you feel like, okay, I'm taking care of myself. Another thing we can do is to ask for help when we need help. When we need help, we should always ask for help. There is help. As I keep saying, there is always help. The thing is that most of us don't ask for help, or we don't know where to ask for help, but there is help. You need help in anything, just check around you. There is someone else that has gone ahead of you in that journey. Speak up to the person, reach out to the person and ask for help. Parenting was never meant to be done alone. We don't do parenting alone. We do parenting in communities, and that is why you have so many communities, good parenting communities, good groups that is there to help us, to hold our hands. So we can't do life alone. We do life in communities. So when we begin to ask for help, it kind of releases the tension we face as parents. It releases the way we feel burnt out as parents. So one thing I'm going to leave with us. So begin to ask yourself, what can I do differently? How can I ensure I get to this state of not feeling down, not feeling burnt out? How can I overcome the way I am feeling now as a parent? Probably you're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling like, oh, you're burnt out. You're feeling like you have a lot. What can you begin to do? What negative thoughts do you need to replace with God's truth? What is that negative thought in your mind that you need to replace with the truth of God? How can you invite more gratitude into your daily life? How can you be more grateful? One of the ways you can be grateful, just start with one thing you're grateful for. And you can do it on the road. You can even do it with your children. Everybody take turns. Can you tell us one thing you're grateful for today? What is that one thing you're grateful for? Now, what small step can you take today to prioritize your well-being? What would you be doing today to prioritize your well-being? Eat well, exercise well, sleep well. Yes, when we do that, we're going to take care of our health and prioritize our well-being. How can we rely more on God's strength instead of our own? What are you going to be doing differently? We need to rely on God's strength because we can't do it alone. He's our number one partner. He's our number one parenting partner. He's our source. He's our creator. We can't do it alone. So we need to understand that we need to overcome burnout as parents. Now, burnout is not a sign of failure. When you feel burnt out, when you feel overwhelmed as a parent, when you feel, you have a whole lot on your plate, it's not a sign of failure. It's a sign that something needs to change. When you begin to feel like, this thing is too much for me, it's not a sign that you have failed as a parent. It's just telling you that, something needs to change. It's just telling you that you need to do something differently. God has called you to be a parent. God has called us to be parents. So He is going to equip us with the wisdom we need. That is why I still said that we cannot do anything outside our source. We have to always rely on our source and our creator because He has called us to be parents. He's the one that called us and made us parents. So we need to rely on Him because He has already, and He will equip us with the wisdom we need. He will equip us with the strength we need. He will equip us with the grace we need. And when we rely on God, we'll find out that we'll be able to navigate this journey of parenting and our life journey easily and smoothly. So I want to remind us today that we should always rely on our source, which is God. Even the Bible says, come to me, all of you that are weary and overburdened, and I will give you rest. So we can get rest from our source. We can get rest from God. So we must intentionally ensure we don't get to that state of burnout as parents, because it's not going to do us good. If you are burnt out, if you're stressed, you find out that sometimes you're not even able to manage your emotions. Sometimes you might just shout, you might yell, you might just feel irritable. You might not just be the best parents you should be. So we must intentionally work on ourselves to see that we don't get to that point. We must intentionally take care of ourselves so we don't get to that point of feeling burnt out and not being the best parent that we should be. So thank you very much for listening to me. I believe you got value from it for your time. Thank you for listening to me. Till I come away next time, remember to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Renewed Parent Academy. You can get a copy of my book, Becoming a Renewed Parent. It's going to set you up on this journey of having a growth mindset, to renew your mind as a parent. Because as I said in this session, our mind, our thought process has a way of impacting and affecting everything we do as parents. So till I come your way next time, do have a great day and drop in the comment section what is that one thing you're going to be doing differently. Even if you're catching a replay, just tell us, let us know what is that one thing you're going to be doing different. So I'm going to start with myself. What is that one thing I'm going to be doing differently? Okay, I'm going to exercise more. Yes, I'm going to exercise more, and I'll try to be more grateful. Yes, I'm going to be consistent with my gratitude journal and exercise more. So drop it in the comment section. What is that one thing you are going to be doing differently? So thank you for listening to me today. I believe you got value. Please share this video, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let this world get round. Let us make the world a better place by the little changes we start to make on ourselves and to the world. Thank you. Till I come your way next time. Bye.